Senator John Kennedy was against the bill. He sits on the Appropriations, Judiciary, and Budget Committees, and he joins us now. So, Senator, I don't know if you got a chance to hear from Chief Owens, who said that he was disappointed that this would have helped us to make the country safer, would have cut down on the number of single adult males entering the country that we've lost track of, not to mention these gang members as well. So tell us what your take is this afternoon as this thing has imploded.
Well, for several days, Martha, the border bill has been dead. It's been as dead as Woodrow Wilson. And now it's official. We just finished voting. There will be some who will want to continue to talk about this bill. It's their right, but I think they'll just be grooming a corpse. How we got here is no mystery. Some of my Democratic colleagues say Republicans welched on a deal. There was no deal to welch on. As part of this supplemental bill, we asked to have some border provisions explored that might slow President Biden's open border down. Leader McConnell appointed James Lankford to do that. He did the best he could negotiating with people who support an open border. He brought the product back to us in the Republican conference in the Senate. And we said, James, we appreciate your hard work, but this is not sufficient. And that's what happened.
Yeah. Well, you know, the question is whether or not it would have made people incrementally safer, because when you have a crisis that we cover here every day, and we're talking about people on the terror watch list who are crossing, you know, likely today, yesterday, while this whole thing is being discussed, people may be entering this country who are planning to do us harm. That's a pretty real assessment. I think it's a fair assessment. This is Kristen Sinema, who is obviously from Arizona, who was part of the three-senator team who put this deal together. Here's what she had to say this morning when she spoke with Bill Hemmer and Dana Perino. Watch.
What our bill does do is close the border during times of high traffic. I do want to note, every single day this year, the border would have been closed had my bill become law. Every single day this year, because the number of people coming is so high.
Obviously, she's very frustrated. She said that in her home state, people they don't care about politics. They want to make at least, and you just said, Senator, that you were looking for some provisions that would improve, right? And when you go through this, and I understand that people on both sides have very big, differences over this, but you don't think there were some provisions in there that were worth moving on?
I can't predict the future. I have to wait for it like everybody else. But I don't see how anybody could look at this bill and confidently predict it would have been an improvement.
Well, the chief of the Border Patrol just said exactly that. Don't you think that he probably knows better than anybody what would have helped his people out a little bit?
And I have great respect for him, but I disagree with him. This bill would have required President Biden. It was given him enormous discretion. And I don't think he cares. And when somebody acts like they don't care, sometimes it's not an act, Martha. This president, for example, Kirsten talked about in your clip there, she talked about the president's emergency powers. The president had emergency powers if he chose to use them.
All right, Senator, thank you very much. Obviously, very hot topic, something that people are very concerned about when they see what's going on in their cities, when people are being arrested. Many people feel like this is something that we need to figure something out quickly, that it can't wait until the election necessarily. So I thank you for giving us your thoughts on all of it as you watch this afternoon, and we'll stay on it. We'll speak with you again soon. Thank you very much, sir.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.